First thing I want to say is that I just want everybody to understand that in a public meeting, a General Assembly, under the COVID orders, I'm talking about the governor's orders, the fire marshal has set standards of assembly inside buildings. And one of the guidelines for assembly, the number of people in attendance, was that a meeting could not have more than 50% of the established occupancy level of that meeting room, or 50 people, whichever is less.
Right.
So Winfield Senior High School was the meeting place on September 21st, on July the 21st. That auditorium holds somewhere in the neighborhood of 600 people. 50% of the occupancy would have been around 300. But the fire marshal says 50% occupancy or 50 people, which is the less amount. That's how many we can limit, so it's 50 people. Now, I instructed one of my employees to keep up with the amount of people that enters and making sure that we don't exceed the state fire marshal and the governor's orders as far as assembly. And that person did just exactly that. We have to make sure that those who are required in the assembly, required to attend, like the board members, what have you, has a place of occupancy there. So that was the reason, and that was why some were not allowed to enter, which is a standard process of assembly. And to be honest with you, the last part of that question had to do with why couldn't some that have asked their questions first be dismissed and the rest of them come in and back and forth like that. I'm not sure, since this was a public meeting and it has to be handled under public meeting laws and rules, I'm not sure. I would have to get more specific legal advice along these lines of whether that would even be legal or not. So I don't have a good answer to that, other than we carried on the process according to the statutes that we operate under, with open meeting laws and with the maximum number in assembly and so forth and so on. And I'm sorry that some were unable to get in. I'm sorry that there were some comments made relative to the negativity of not allowing some in. We conscientiously did exactly what the law says for us to do. And that being as it may, that's what happened and the way it is.
So that it's important to remind people that was a public meeting. It wasn't an informal question and answer session that y'all called. So by it being an official public meeting, you have to adhere to certain guidelines as far as that's concerned. And
the open meeting laws, yes, are governed by meetings of public bodies,
right? And
we call that was a call meeting to inform the board of what our plans were,
right? And
of course, open meetings allowed people from the community to certainly be in attendance. And we followed all the guidelines. We announced a certain number of days ahead of time we're going to have a meeting. It was published, it was given to certain public media, given to the sheriff department, to the DA, or posted on the front door of the meeting room, placed it on our front door. All the details and the specifics of open meeting laws and information that's to be had, we follow those exactly. And we went to the meeting, we got to the committee, we posted on the door that there would only be 50 people in attendance, including the board and others that was there. And I asked one of my employees to man the entryways to make sure the guidelines were adhered to, and we did that. But yes, there is the open meeting laws that are must be adhered to. We must abide by, and that's what we were attempting to do.
Okay, so in no way trying to purposely exclude anyone?
Not at all.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we want everybody to know as much as they possibly can know about our plans to open up school. That's why we're meeting here, and I really appreciate you doing what you're doing. We want the public to be informed. and to continue to ask questions. That's our desire.
Good. Okay.